Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you all to the new subscribers. Thank you all for showing your support by liking the videos, commenting, and sharing the videos as well. If you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I know it's been different since I've been starting work. I am figuring it out. Today is actually Saturday, but you guys are not going to see this video until Monday. So I'm pretty much taking some of my time on today, and I'm getting a few videos together for y'all. I know last week I told y'all were going to see, I wanted to try to aim for 3 videos, but unfortunately I was only able to give y'all 2. But we're figuring this out. It's just been pretty hectic these past couple of weeks because I've been in and out of meetings. I've been just going through a lot of training. It's just been a lot that I've been having to learn and understand, the different processes, because honestly, I feel like what I do, I'm kind of doing it for people, like the role that I play. And so it's definitely a lot, but I feel the more I'm getting more hands-on with a lot of things, I'm kind of finding my rhythm there. So I know once I really get more settled, then I can manage my time a little bit more better when it comes to how I'm able to put videos out for y'all. But like I said, today I am getting some videos underway, so be expecting some videos this week for sure. I know I told y'all that I was looking at doing the giveaway for May, but I kind of forgot I had some important things coming up this month. It's crazy how fast these months are just coming in and out. Like May, I felt kind of snuck up on me, but I am leaning towards June. I believe June is going to be a better month for me to do a giveaway. I'm still thinking of what I want to do. I can say that I do want to have, I'm thinking 4 or 5 winners. And I know one of those winners will be coming from members, because I do want to acknowledge my members as well. So I know at least one of the winners will be a member. So, but yeah, I think the month of June will be better for me. So I will definitely keep you guys posted on that. But we're also going to be playing catch up. There's been a lot of videos that I have not been watching. Some videos I'm not even going to tap in because I'm already knowing what is given. But for the most part, we're definitely going to dive in a few videos. So hopefully y'all are going to be enjoying these videos. But I do feel a lot, as always, need to be said. And we're going to talk about it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video.
But yeah, last night I was on live and I was talking to you guys about moving. And I was like bringing up some states that I might be moving to, Florida or Michigan, pretty much. That's pretty much what the options for me are at the moment, because I want to try out Michigan. You okay? She's tired. I want to try out Michigan and I want to live there for the snow. Okay, baby. Okay, baby. But honestly, you guys, I want to leave like tomorrow, okay, and start over and just go for it. And I would, but I'm trying to think like smarter about it in the long haul. Like if I finish out my lease, I have good rental history, finally back on my record, then it will be easier for me to get a place when I do move. So even though I want to leave so bad, my mom keeps telling me, Liv, just wait, because, it is the smart thing to do. I don't fucking feel like moving, even though I really do want to leave this hideous state. I'm ready. I'm just ready. I'm ready to go. And it's just time. But I did lock myself into another contract, and I have to just wait. Just wait until my lease is up. And every single month, I do like that this apartment is reporting to like the credit bureaus. So, if I just continue paying my rent on time, I can have good rental history again. You know what I mean? Because I don't even have an eviction. My broken leases, I don't have an eviction, are old. They're like all like way older than 3 years, 4 years. So, you know how that goes, y'all.
And this right here is what I was saying in my last video. For Olivia to be the age that she is, and she has to rely on her mother to give her basic advice when it comes to her credit and not breaking leases and, all of these things that as a grown woman should know. She has to take the advice and the counsel of her mother because Olivia is a runner. She is definitely a track star, and she runs away from problems. She runs away from responsibilities. And so this has been the pattern that we've seen with Olivia. She literally runs from state to state when things don't go her way. And so, as she has already let it be known, she wants to move. I think she was entertaining the idea of Michigan just for her audience sake because they were suggesting her go to Michigan. But I honestly don't think Olivia was taking that idea seriously. I think her moving to Florida was always the thing that she was going to do. But according to her, she said that her mother told her that she did not need to be breaking her lease again. And so she's actually going to take the advice of her mother. More so, she has to because I'm pretty sure Stella is tired of having to deal with Olivia and her poor credit. And so her mother is having to tell this woman the things that she should already know by now. So Olivia also let it be known that, this has been a common thing for her. This is what has always been on her credit report when it comes to her breaking leases. And the thing is with that is, it says a lot about the fact that Olivia really doesn't know how to manage, basic business. When you are on your own and you are an adult and you are self-sufficient, you start to learn these things as you become more acquainted with being on your own and being, established. But Olivia is still having a hard time figuring this part out. And I think as adults, this is something that we should always make it a point to make sure that we're paying attention to when it comes to our credit, when it comes to making sure that we're paying our bills on time, we're making sure that, we're not putting ourselves in a situation that could make things harder for us, especially when you have children. And so Olivia is saying that she's not going to break her lease, and she believes that, her going about this is actually going to help her with her credit. And she was saying, she has this on her credit, like previous apartments that she's been at where she's broken leases. She says she has it as far back as 3-4 years. But Olivia, that stuff stays on your credit for at least 7 years. And some companies, they will try to still get money from you after the 7 years, but typically after 7 years is when that stuff should fall off your credit. But it's just not a good look when you are pushing 40 and you're still making these bad decisions. You're still moving in a very reckless way where you're not handling your business and you're having to still rely on your mother to tell you what you need to do and what you shouldn't do. Like, I think this is very sad at your age.
So I'm just going to finish on my lease here, and then we're going to go, okay? And I guess I didn't want to have my baby in Texas. I thought about it, and I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to have my baby, somewhere else, but whatever. We're going to have the baby here. People were trying to be funny in my comments and be like, oh, she's trying to run because that man, I guess BD4 wants full custody of the baby. Girl, bye. Okay? Girl, bye. Let me say this again for the bitches in the back, okay? For the bitches in the back, okay? A nigga will never have the opportunity, space, or time to take my children away from me. Ever again. That was a one opportunity thing. I was fucked up mentally behind that man. I was hurt. I was distraught. I was broken. I didn't get a lawyer like I should have. He fucked me over in court. Period, point blank. That will never happen again. Never. Never. So get that out your mind, get that out your head. Knock it off, okay? And we see how happy he is, okay? So just stop with the petty shit, stop with the dumb shit. Viewers, just knock it the fuck off. Just knock it off.
I'm not sure if I missed something. It's very possible I did, but I'm not understanding where this came from as far as baby daddy number 4 wanting to get full custody of this unborn child. I know that there has been conversation, in the past where he has, made it a point to tell her, according to Olivia, because we have not heard him directly say it, but, there has been conversation allegedly where he has told her that he would take the baby if she didn't want the baby, because we know that was conversations that she was having back and forth, where one minute she was going to get an abortion, which she told him she was going to get an abortion, and then there were conversations of adoption, which I really don't believe that was something Olivia was going to do. I think that was just for content purposes. But all I can say to this right here is, Olivia, be careful what you say will never happen. Because I think by now you should know that a lot of the things that you have said and done has really come back and bit you really hard. And it's like, this girl really doesn't learn. Like, she really doesn't learn. And I think it's almost scary, to watch from the sidelines how much this girl has gone through that could have been avoided had she just, chose the path of doing what's right. But she refuses to bend to, just doing the right thing. And as a result, she ends up in these really bad situations where karma is kicking her behind left and right. And so for her to say that, this will never happen again, I think she really needs to be careful. Because, as I've stated in the past, words are very powerful. Just like the Bible says, there's life and death in the tongue. So you have to be very careful what you speak from your mouth. But I'm pretty sure Olivia feels confident in this because, she has learned how to kind of deviate from certain things to try to prevent the fathers from getting access to the children because of what she's gone through with Jerrod. But even in those situations, there's always a loophole. There's always another way around certain things that you may think you were smart enough to try to, prevent from happening. At the end of the day, God has the final say, and if it's not meant for, you to have those kids, that's just what's going to be. But, I just feel like, again, Olivia is very cocky, she's very quick to, run her mouth, and she doesn't see that her mouth gets her in a lot of trouble.
Okay, it's never going to happen again. I'm sorry to disappoint you. I will be raising these 3 kids. Big Mama will be doing it, okay? As I should, all my kids. But it's okay. The older 3 live with their father. They will live with him until they get to the age where they can run away, get away, or voice their opinion enough to the point of, and Mommy will always be here for them. Period, point blank. That's all that needs to be said.
First off, I thought that was very strange that Olivia chose those words. She said, they will be with Jerrod until they run away or get away. Why would she say run away? I think that's very strange for a mother to say that regarding her own children. Because the thing is, she knows Robin watches her channel. So are you trying to plant a seed into your children's mind or into Robin's mind that the only way she will be able to get away from being in that living situation is if she runs away? I think that was very irresponsible for Olivia to say this when she knows Robin watches her channel. And, to the average person, you really think about what you're going to say before it comes out of your mouth. Olivia has no filter. She doesn't know how to it's like when it comes to, conveying a thought or a feeling, she just blurts stuff out. She really doesn't think about it. And, we can say, yeah, she definitely lacks emotional intelligence. She lacks, comprehension. She lacks just intelligence all the way around. And that's not a diss. It's really just me observing her for the amount of time I have. And it's clear that a lot of the decisions she makes and just the way she is as a woman, as a mother, like, she does things that really makes no sense to the average person. And the fact that she has no problem saying the things she says around her children speaks even further to the fact that she lacks a lot in knowing what is considered appropriate or inappropriate. And I just feel this was it was just very irresponsible of her to say this, because I think that's strange. It almost makes me question, like, did you run away from home? Because, again, I keep scratching my head asking the question, how does a child drop out of 7th or 8th grade and there are no adults around to stop that from happening? Like, how do you do that if you are being raised by your mother? It just makes no sense at all. And so I was just very bothered by her saying that. And then, she said that she's always going to be there for her children, her 3 children. How? How are you going to be there for your older children when you are planning on leaving them again? How are you going to be there? I really don't understand her thought process.
But yeah, nobody will ever take my motherhood away. I'm still a mama. I'm a good mama. And God blessed me with 3 more children because He knows that I'm such a good mother. Yeah, so anyway.
Once again, Olivia shows her ignorance. She believes that because she is having another child, that some kind of way that proves that she is a good mother, because the only reason why she has this child is because God blessed her with this baby. Let's really be extremely clear right here. And I'm going to have to break this down a little bit just so Olivia can fully understand why what she said was a very ignorant, incorrect statement. The thing with God is He gives us free will. That means He doesn't force us to do what's right. He gives us the freedom to choose to do what is right. Just like He gives us the freedom to choose to do the wrong thing. I think it's very ignorant to say that because you are experiencing a pregnancy, that some kind of way God blessed you with that child. That's not how it works. When you have sex, the possibility of getting pregnant is always going to be there, whether you're married or unmarried. So to say that because you had sex and you got pregnant, that has to mean God bless you with that baby. No, that just means that your body is doing what it was meant to do. That's what our bodies were created to do, to reproduce. We see all types of women having babies. And we also see some of those women abusing their children. We see them starving their children. We see them unaliving their children. So you're telling me that those mothers were good mothers because they were able to get pregnant and give birth to that child? That they chose to harm and to hurt and injure? Like, girl, you sound extremely ignorant. Once again, you're trying to bring God into your mess, and God had nothing to do with it. You really think God is going to be okay with you intentionally trying to replace the 3 children that were taken away from you? Because that's exactly what you did. You set out to plot and scheme on random men to lay down with so that they can impregnate you, so you could have another child to replace the children that Jerrod got custody over. That's what you did. God had nothing to do with that. God did not bless you to be able to do that. It's very twisted of you to even imply that. And it's very gross that you would sit here and try to make it seem like just because you are pregnant by another random, that some kind of way, that means God blessed you with this child, and this proves that you are a good mother. It actually proves the opposite. It proves God had nothing to do with this, and it proves you are far from being a good mother. Like, this is insane that you literally said this out your mouth.
She's still trying to sit on it, okay? Throw it in the trash. So this wasn't so hard to put together. This was easy. Let me see. Don't say that. She said, what the hell? Here, throw this away too. Okay. Look, Kalani. You have a little storage right here. You can put stuff in there. And there you go.
Wow. Here it is. Kalani is 2. And we see repeated patterns. You got AJ, now Kalani cussing. Kalani says, what the hell? Now, some people might not see that as cussing, but that is extremely inappropriate for a 2-year-old to be saying. And how does she even know to say that? Of course, from Olivia, her mother. Because Olivia has no filter. Olivia says whatever comes to mind, whatever she wants to say. She don't care how disgusting, how vulgar it is. She will say it in front of her children. And here it is, Kalani is picking up on this, and she's voicing what she's picking up on from her mother. And Olivia thought that was funny. Yeah, she told her don't say that, but she laughed afterwards because Olivia is toxic. Olivia was teaching Kalani before she even turned 2 years old to cuss because she thought that was funny, telling her to say, oh, S-H-I-T. Like, it's just ridiculous that this girl can say in one breath that she's going to raise her 3 children, but in the next breath, this is what we see being, the aftermath of being in Olivia's full care. This is what we see being the results of what it looks like when Olivia has full access to her children. This is sad. And I know someone in my comments was telling me about something that AJ said on one of Olivia's recent TikTok lives, where he was saying the N-word. And it doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't, because this girl is teaching her young babies a lot of bad behavior. But then she will turn around and try to, discipline them for saying it, but they're learning it from you. It's just ridiculous on so many levels, the damage that she continues to cause these innocent children.
No, that's not yours.
No, mine.
This way, AJ. Look over here.
You stole my heart. What is it that you
See your stuff? No, that's not your helmet. Your helmet's on the table.
This?
Yep.
Okay, put it on.
Look what mommy got you.
What?
I got you
Spider-Man backpack.
a new backpack, a toy, and you have this helmet, okay? Now this stays on your bike, look.
Can I have that on me? Can I have that on me and I can ride it?
Yeah, you can ride it, but we're not going outside right now because you don't feel good. Let me see you go. Can you do it? Let me help you.
If only Olivia could have just led with this and not have went about it the way she did, where she antagonized that little boy, made him feel so bad because he was watching Kalani open her gift and he had nothing, the way she was mean and impatient and didn't want to give him what she ended up giving him, and that was the energy she gave to him. But that wasn't the energy she gave to Kalani because she was so excited and she gave it in love. But had she just let this way, and I just really hope going forward, Olivia, that you will not do that again, because as a mother, you never show your children that you love one more than the other. You never rub in your children's faces that their siblings are able to get certain things and have certain privileges, but they don't. And I think in a lot of ways, you have really showed that to AJ when it comes to the differences you show between him and Kalani. You know, when I look at AJ, you know, just seeing the look on his face when he saw his gifts, it was precious. Even when you look at how he took the time to take his shoes off and he picked his shoes up and he put them where he was supposed to, I don't understand how a mother cannot really see what she has in front of them. Because, yeah, Olivia now will say all day long, you know, she's blessed to have AJ. AJ is such a blessing. AJ is so smart. AJ is so sweet. Yeah, she says that, but her actions is so cold towards him. Nothing about what we see on a regular shows her love and admiration for her child. And I just, as a mother, I would never be able to comprehend that, because from the moment I carried my children in my womb, I showed love and compassion to them. I read to them. I talked to them. I sung to them. And even when they were born, even up until the age that they are, I have always been there. I've always let them know how loved they are, how much they can always depend on me. And, you know, I've never pitted my kids against each other. I've never showed one more love and affection than the other. I never did for one that I didn't do for the other. It's just something that is in you to know. And everybody that is able to experience carrying a child and then birthing a child, everybody doesn't have that in them. Everybody doesn't have that compassion and that love and that nurturing ability to understand how delicate children are, how fragile they are, and how careful we have to be when it comes to shaping them, because they are so precious. They are so precious, and they deserve all the love. But when you see a mother, time and time again, tell her children to get out of her face, she shoves them away when she doesn't want to be hugged, and, you know, she doesn't want to be bothered. I don't understand that. But then to turn around and try to convince people that they are a good mother, it is extremely bizarre to me. Because no one is blind to what it is that we see. No one is blind to what it is you're showing. And it's like you're trying desperately to make people believe you're this good mother, but we keep seeing how you treat your children. It is just very strange. Very strange. But AJ deserves love. He deserves to be treated with love, with patience. And it just saddens me when I see him going through the things he go through and seeing the bad things he's picking up on, because it's not his fault that AJ acts out the way he does, or when he's saying cuss words, or when he's doing little gestures or doing things that is inappropriate. It's not his fault. It's the fault of his mother, because that is who he's learning from. That's where he's getting it from. But I don't know, y'all. This whole situation, it just gets harder and harder, because I know that the people that watch her, they can relate to Olivia, but I can't relate to that type of parenting. I'm very sensitive overall, but, and when I say I'm sensitive, I'm meaning I pick up on things. I feel things, especially when it comes to children. I have a very, very sensitive spot in my heart for kids. And I think most people do, if you're humane, if you're human. But when something is lacking in your humanity, when something is off, it's easy for you to relate to someone like Olivia, because you're the same. And that right there is very disturbing. But with that being said, I'm going to leave it here. I didn't mean to get a little long-winded here. It just really does something to me when I see, when I just see her children and the way she is. And, even though I can sit here and I can appreciate that little small moment that we just witnessed, I can't even take that as this is her genuinely doing this. I really feel she did this to try to, clean some stuff up over there. And that's what makes it harder to watch, because it's like, if this was truly in you to do this for him in the way that you just did it, you would have led with this. But instead, you did something so nasty and so awful. You literally hurt that little boy's heart, and you put him through all of that when you didn't have to. And for anyone to do something like that, it shows your heart. It shows the type of person you are. And that doesn't exemplify a woman who truly loves her children. It doesn't show a woman who is kind and who is loving and who is caring. It doesn't show a mother in a positive light. But yet you want us to solely go off of your words when you say, I love AJ. AJ saved me. AJ, is my baby. You want us to solely go off of your words and totally ignore what we're seeing. It's insane. But you guys, I'm going to see y'all in the next video. It's OneLove, and I'm out.